Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be doing a prediction between the current Democratic governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear, on the Democratic side, versus the Republican contender, in this case the current Vice President, J.D. Vance. So we'll be going through a hypothetical election prediction between these two. We'll start with the smallest by electoral college vote and end with the state with the biggest, which in this case is going to be Pennsylvania. So we'll start with the district in the Omaha area of Nebraska. This is going to be a pretty easy vote for Andy Beshear. I think he would do well enough to win this district by a more extensive margin than Harris was able to win it by, which is not too surprising, but that's going to be the call there in the Nebraska district. Next up, we have Nevada. Going to put that into the lean blue column as well. You also might have noticed some of these states look a little bit different. I think Andy Beshear would be a very strong Democratic candidate for Democrats to put forward, which is why I think he would narrow up states like Texas, Iowa, and I'm not certain about Ohio, but I think he would narrow up those two to be in the lean red margin instead of likely. I think Florida is probably going to still be in the likely margin. We've seen that state do quite well for Republicans, but I think that is going to be the case for Iowa, Ohio, and Texas, and in going from likely to lean. But back to the swing states. Next up by electoral college vote, we have the state of Wisconsin. Going to put that into the Democratic column in the lean blue margin. The state was the closest in 2024 to going to a Democrat, in that case Harris. But I think in the long run, the Rust Belt will become more Republican friendly, and the Sun Belt will become more Democratic friendly. But I think if the election were to be held today, Andy Beshear would win the state of Wisconsin. He's won as a Democrat in a state that is deep, deep red. Kentucky is a very red state, and it's very impressive that he was able to win as a Democrat in that state. And I think if he can do that, he can perform well in the swing states and in the more competitive states on each end of the Republican, on each end of the scale. So that's going to be the state of Wisconsin. Next up, we have Arizona. Arizona, I'm going to add a tilt rating. I don't think it will be quite by a lean margin victory here, but I am going to put it in Beshear's column as well. That's going to be 11 more electoral college votes for him, 253 to 219. Next up, we have the state of Michigan. I think Michigan will probably be a little more narrow than the state of Wisconsin. I'm going to put in the tilt blue column. That is getting Andy Beshear very close to the finish line. And then we have the remaining two states. I will start with the state of North Carolina. This state, I think in my last prediction I had going for Beshear, I think it really is one of the more toss-up states as far as the core 7 swing states. I think it's the most likely to end up in J.D. Vance's column. This state hasn't gone blue on the presidential level since 2008, and now it's definitely a favorable environment for Democrats, but I don't think it's quite 2008 level favorable, which is why I'm going to keep it in the Republican Party's column. And then the state that will bring Governor Beshear over the finish line is going to be Georgia. That brings him to 284 to J.D. Vance's 235. Already a Beshear victory. Last up, we're going to go to the state of Pennsylvania. I think the state will be narrower than Wisconsin. I think the state of Pennsylvania is probably J.D. Vance's second best hope at winning a swing state against Beshear in this hypothetical situation. But that is going to be the final prediction, 303 for the Democrat, Andy Beshear, to 235 for the Republican, J.D. Vance. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.